Welcome back. It's still the big conversation. Grab a seat and join us. So, ageism isn't just about discrimination in the workplace or people assuming older people don't understand tech. It's also in those subtle comments, the side eyes at your outfit, the surprise when you say you are in your 40s. The unsolicited advice, a woman at your age shouldn't be wearing, I like that, social media trend where they say a woman and they grab it and put it in your butt. Yes, that's where a lot of people should put it in their butt. A woman your age shouldn't be wearing that. Why do we glorify youth and ignore the wisdom, power, and beauty that comes with age? Is looking good for your age a backhanded compliment, or are we just too sensitive though? Let's unpack this, and I'm glad for the diversity in age, even though maybe we just like the tech Edo Queen here, but I think it's fine. We have millennials and Gen X's on the table, which is a good set of people to have this conversation with. Do you think we're too sensitive when it comes to this age conversation? I'm not sure if you saw the post that Ife, Diary of a Niger Girl, someone said, wow, Ife, I can't believe you're in your 40s, you actually look for your age. And then she came and did a video where she was talking about how, why must you add that for your age? Why can you not just say you look good? Are we too sensitive when it comes to this age matter?
Too sensitive,
really?
To be honest. Because I know that, I can't remember any particular instance, but I know it's something I would have said. And I was telling you behind the scenes earlier, when I was telling her about somebody who clocked 50, when I saw on someone's status, I could never have guessed that she was 50. I thought maybe she was even in her late 30s or early 40s. And to find out that she clocked 50, I mean, in the way she communicated, in the way she dressed, and this feeds, there are stereotypes on ground already, whether we like it or not. If you see somebody who should be in their 50s, 60s, there is something you expect to see.
Yeah.
And so when somebody doesn't fit that, plate, there's a genuine shock. And sometimes I can,
understand.
I can express that shock. But when people now say, you can just tell me I'm fine, you can just, yes, they can. But sometimes when it comes to shock, I think it's a bit too sensitive when people now read meanings to it.
How about you, Chisom? What do you think? Sensitive, not?
I think it's more of people expressing their insecurities. Because sometimes, you're not exactly where you want to be for your age. Maybe you already have eye bags and you have your insecurities.
Yes.
Sometimes subtly, in
so
your lingua,
somebody who's
it begins to escape your mouth somehow, and then you begin to reveal, into people's life, into their, and sometimes I mean we are in a, like she was saying with Badmo's story, we are in a generation which is toxic in a certain way, in the way they talk.
Really? I don't think it's toxic, Bawo.
Yeah, some people are. They are going through a lot, and sometimes when they even pay compliments, wait for it.
There's something coming.
But
yes,
right,
but so
yes.
Don't even pay me compliments like that.
Hey,
just keep the compliments.
No, because I remember the day Barista told you talked about how she was in her 50s. I was
I know. So I was saying to her behind the camera.
You just said it.
I know, she looks good.
She looks good. I was saying to her behind the camera.
Because also maybe we can talk about what does a 50-year-old look like? What does a 40-year-old look like? I know I've been even saying, about people who are born in the 80s. I know a lot of people have been celebrating their 40th, and I'm like, what? You? So for me, it's like, oh my goodness, people are taking.
Let's switch it a little bit.
Yes.
If I said, if I were telling a 17-year-old, maybe there was, let's say there's a topic on ground, and the person gives their own opinion, and it's unbelievably good.
I'm like, you're super smart for
your
age.
You're so smart for your age. Is that a backhanded compliment?
Okay. So it's not backhanded. Okay. But what I was saying to her behind the camera is, let young people know how to talk to old people. Let old people know how to talk to young people. Let, elderly people know how to talk to middle-aged people. Everybody needs to know how to talk to everybody. Because it's no longer English anymore. Once you reel out anything from your mouth, I will read meaning in my head before I respond.
So is that due to your insecurities, or is that my fault? Oh.
No. It's both ways.
Okay.
Sometimes people don't know how to use the words that they know. Maybe you get a makeup artist who is in her 20s, who does not have any other form of learning or education, and then you bring her to do a 50-year birthday, and then she keeps on paying compliments every 10 seconds.
Mom, yes. Mom.
Kiniko, kiniko. And it's just so annoying because you do not need that right now.
But that is you.
But
There are
some treat
people
comes with the like when you go to the salon.
Yes.
Those days I used to be washing and setting all the time. The girl is washing your hair. She's saying,
Yes,
ekujoko,
yes.
especially Yoruba people. I give it to them. They greet a lot.
Very respectful.
For every.
So I would
Very
prefer
demure.
a makeup artist who is probably a doctor or a nurse who is in a gap year, who is very intellectually driven.
Okay.
Everybody is different. Because I'm intellectually driven, maybe somebody else who is also like me would be so not want to see anybody who is always paying compliments. It's just so annoying.
I get it. You are not raising your children to be shy and timid. This
No,
age.
I am not.
Yes.
Personally, my generation were raised to be timid, to keep quiet. You don't express yourself. Now we are raising our children to be smart. When something is wrong, like what we said 2 days ago about sexual health, if you raise your children now to talk, so they see you, they feel that auntie, you are looking good. Then let's not forget where we are coming from. Like the Efik people, for example, people from that area. Before you get married, they take you into a fattening room. You are supposed to come out looking robust. Even some Igbo people, they feel that the bride should have some yam leg, you know, and everything. So if you grow up in that age, you now meet somebody that is supposed to be 50 or that's 50 and the person is looking like 35. Because that is nurture, your nature and nurture affects how you relate to people. You can just say that and stereotype as well. Let me give you my own personal experience. When I was in law school, I went to law school in my 40s. So this girl saw me, we were in the same group. So she now said, what's your name? In class in UI, most of the people I can give birth to them, they call Mrs. Ikime, Mrs. Ikime, that's the name. It's only in this place they call me Toju. So I now said, Mrs. Ikime. She said, this novel married people, are you the first person that got married? Why are you putting Mrs.? Please tell me your name. I said, okay, I'm sorry, my name is Toju. A week later, she came to my room to see another friend. So the friend now, like, she was like, I said, hello, how are you? She now called my name. The girl in my room now said, she's not your mate, she's skinny conscious. This is how old she is. The girl now almost went down on her and he said, I'm sorry, my mom is just 1 year older than you. You should have told me. I said, I understand, I get it. It comes with the terrain. Because I've been to a tailor's shop with my daughter and the apprentice did genoflex for my daughter and she was looking at me. The madam now said,
this is the mommy.
Oh.
So I would think that you would take that as a compliment as well. I know we're Africans. And it's because we're African is why we're even to maybe like a Caucasian. It will be Toju. It would be Ronke. It will be Chisom. You know, so but because we're Africans is why. So I mean, and which is why I think people even hide their age more because of this. This is how you should look. So if a 25-year-old doesn't look, you know, maybe already looks. I don't even know what a 35-year-old looks like, but like most 35-year-olds, she starts to hide her age and starts to say, okay, I'm 35 even, you know. So I think it's more insecurities on
both ends.
On both ends.
Is it on both ends?
It can be nature.
I think it's the receiver.
When my husband started doing
that same compliment, I mean, look at the comments that Ife was talking about. That same compliment, if it were given to somebody else, I don't think they would mind.
I wouldn't mind. See? I get it
so
all
I think it's
the time. I wouldn't mind.
Receiver. It depends on the nature and the nurture. I think on both ends, nature and nurture would determine a lot of things. But how you perceive a compliment hugely depends on the receiver.
How about the one when we have a WhatsApp group, guys, and there's one where everyone was talking about when people say for a mother of 3, for a mother of 2, when does it now end? Because if you say it's a compliment for your age, what if it now gets to those for a mother of 2? That is how do you feel about for a mother of, you got how many kids, Barrister? 2 for a mother of 2.
Yeah, 20.
You look good because most people who don't even have kids, you know, don't even look like that. It's a very sensitive subject.
Let me say something. I think we should be very careful.
Okay.
I keep saying this. She's a linguist and she knows this thing I'm saying. If you are in a particular profession, know how you address people who your clients, you know, you are going to go and, you know, do work for. You don't just open your mouth and just be paying compliments all over the place. And
so let's talk about what is wrong with the.
For a mother
you look nice. I mean, you've had 3 kids. Wow, you look really good.
I could never have guessed you had a child.
Let me tell you something. I met, you know, a friend a senior colleague of mine who I've known for some time now, and you know, I saw him and I greeted him again, and we started to talk. I didn't realize. I started saying geriatric baby because he just went to go and drop his child. Geriatric baby, I said like 3 times. He said, oh, that's just our first child. I didn't know how to feel. So I had to, you're taking back what you said. So imagine if it was the wife that I now saw. He's a man. Imagine if I was speaking to the wife.
Right.
I really think we should, know the terrain we are in before we start playing and playing and doing all kinds of things back and forth.
Let me take a comment on our YouTube, and thank you to all of those who are watching. TT says, looking good for your age is a harmless compliment, except it opens a can of worms or suppress trauma on the part of the recipient. So I think that maybe for some people, it has to do with maybe
what they are passing through at that time. Okay, let me give an example. My husband used to be on TV. They used to call him for talk. So when the interviewer, the moderator will be talking, he will say, Mazino. So when he gets on, I'll say, what is wrong with that interviewer? See how he was just calling your name. If I wasn't used to that and I come here and I see that, culturally you are supposed to be like, brother. He was working with African Guardian for, so he said it comes with the terrain. You don't do chief, you don't do this unless maybe if you are a doctor or something, they address you. So that one gave me, sometimes we need to be open to and receive new
learning.
Yes, because we are dealing with cross-generational whatever. They are not, their temper is very short too. It does not mean that you should be disrespectful or what. Sometimes coming from a place of, you are looking good for your age.
Don't add that for your age. Just say you're looking good.
See, you can't teach somebody how to talk, and then sometimes even when we are sensitive, you go back to the drawing board. That thing that is making you go and work on it.
Yes, I think so too.
It can be positive and negative. It can even help you to like, that means there was a day I dressed up, I went to court. Somebody say, Yabeji. I'm like, that means I'm looking pregnant. I now started doing work.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Growing up, if you say that I'm skinny, I will not like you because I was a very skinny child. Anybody that says, you have added weight, you are my friend.
However, do we think this is also coming from this? Everybody wants to look younger. So it's from that also insecurity and that media. I don't know if it's media or social media now. Everybody wants to stay young. Exactly, that standard of beauty where there's a pressure to stay young, to look young. So when they pay you, for those who receive it as a compliment, maybe people like me who receive it as a compliment, I always have to check myself because. Are you sure you're not afraid of getting older? Are you sure you are just not obsessed with being young and feeling young? So for you, it's a compliment, because that's what I'm saying. It uncovers insecurity on both ends. Those who see it as a compliment too, it's because maybe you're obsessed with being young, and those who don't see it as a compliment, maybe there's a trigger somewhere where you're just insecure and you're just too sensitive.
And let's not forget that before now, those who are in their 40s, they look tired, they look worn out, they look stressed.
Those in their 50s, exactly, not all. So
no. Let's not stereotype. If you remember, though, women who have just finished giving birth,
it's back in those days that people in their 40s.
I remember my 40s.
No, I'm not talking about now, right? 2025.
Is that a compliment?
I am talking about 25 years ago. Yes. 25 years ago, when we were not conscious of all these things, and we're not using makeup the way we're using it, and we're not,
even when we're not looking. Look, I remember my mom when she turned 40. 40s. We even had a party, and I felt like she was old. So I was expecting that when I turned 40, when my mom was 40, maybe I was I was 15 or so, so, but today I was like 40. Do you understand? So I was expecting also that even by the time I was 37, that I would have a certain look. So when I didn't have that certain look, I started thinking, what's wrong with me? Why am I not looking? Because I'd go to places and I would have the reactions that Barrister Toji would have, where people would say, go and sit down. Someone else say, that's Kiniko's mommy, and I still get that. So there are times when I'm thinking, okay, is it also maybe what has been served to us? Yes. This is how you should look. So when we get those compliments, it affects us because, okay.
I do believe that. At the same time, I think, like Yorubas will say that Pele has male and female, right? If somebody says, oh, you look good for your age, that's one. And somebody says, you look good for your age,
You have something else you want to say.
You know that there's a difference. So I think as people, we need to be able to tell the difference between, context. When there's a context behind something, you know whether to educate the person.
Exactly.
But when somebody, I saw a video where somebody was also talking about how, you look so beautiful, but I'm going to skip all that. I think it was Maraji that was saying it. Was talking about how, I think she was reacting to the first stuff as well. Yes. And then she said, she saw a video as well where somebody was making a video and talking about something, and somebody in the comments said, see, I did not hear everything you just said.
Yes, it's
I
just your glow. Your glow is blinding me.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And you know, somebody was going to take offense at that as well. I think it's a compliment, especially when you contextualize it.
Right.
However, when people are being mischievous, when they're trying to, you know, pass that backhanded one, you know it, and so you don't have to take it. That's
how can it be a backhanded compliment though? I really need to understand. Maybe because also I feel awkward when people say to me when I'm around someone who's my age, and they're going on about, you look good, and then I feel cringe. It's cringe worthy because there's someone beside me who's my age who necessarily does not look as young as me.
Okay.
So for me, it's why I feel the emotional intelligence, because I'm not the only one here. I feel uncomfortable because now this person is going to feel insecure. So
I think in a context where maybe you're talking about standards of beauty, of course, and let's say big tummy. I think that's a big thing among girls nowadays, and somebody is insinuating that people that have big tummies because of babies and because of something, and you later find when you've had multiple births, it's normal that your tummy would be big, and somebody then says, oh, but I've only had one. Yeah, you're not bad for your age now. That can be backhanded. Don't pass me that kind of compliment. I don't need it, right? Yes. And you know, I think that even if the person who is the recipient doesn't have any trauma or any suppressed anything, such a comment will still sit wrong on anyone. So I think that can be backhanded. But where it's just innocent, oh, you look great.
Yes.
You're 25.
Wow.
I couldn't have guessed it, you know.
Oh, you're brilliant. Oh, you're just 17. Or you can come in different ways.
And then Ronnie, the one you just mentioned about someone paying one person more compliment than the other, it's a lack of emotional intelligence.
Right.
That's a dearth of emotional intelligence. You do not have any emotional intelligence to understand that there are other people here who should also feel like they are existing.
Even if you didn't know their age, you just have to be careful.
Well, I get it.
When you say lack of emotional intelligence, let's say I have children and my friend does not have a child, I should not talk about my children again because
no, you don't get what she's saying.
Emotional intelligence.
This person who is paying compliment knows that both of us are the same.
But she's not going to compliment that person just for
but
the
then
case
she doesn't have to.
So I think we all need to have a level of maybe security. So there are times that I've been the one where someone's paying somebody else a compliment. I mean, we've had it here, pretty privileged, where maybe my best friend, for example, is like a very light skinned, very, very pretty.
So that means you get it a lot.
I guess so. I get it. Like I've talked about here when I was younger. I was the one that was holding the bag for Define Girls in secondary school. So I think that's why I learned my own. You know what? Compliment yourself. They're complimenting other people. You know, say it can pinch a little. When someone's just going about someone beside, I get it a lot. My best friend is super gorgeous. So I'm the one that's not being paid a compliment, but I'm also even adding to that. I know, right? She is gorgeous. As in, just look at her, my bestie. So that's why I've learned to build that sense of security in myself that I cannot pay everybody in the room a compliment. If Ayo looks super gorgeous, it's okay for us to also I know, right? Not be waiting for they must compliment all of us. You know, and I think that's something that we all need to build that sense of. But let's talk about this comment. Let me go to Barrister Choji, because I mean, when it comes to ageism, because that's also another thing that fall out from this whole thing, because I think more in Africa, do you think aging is embraced more in Africa? People are afraid, and I know sometimes it crosses my mind, oh my God, I'm in my 40s. And they let you know you're like in the mid-life of your, do you sometimes are afraid of maybe some of the things that come with aging?
Not really, maybe because culturally, where I come from, when you see a woman that is 65 and you say, mommy, she will say, who is your mama? They want to be referred to as Sisi.
When people,
my mommy was called Sisi.
Stop calling me mommy.
Yes.
No, I know some people do that. And they're trying to be respectful.
My mother-in-law, she's 83 now. If you say mommy, she'll be like, I'm Auntie Anna. Yes, she doesn't want to hear that mommy. Is that you call her Hannah Ikime or Auntie Anna? That who is your mommy? Then one gardener came and said, grandma. Hey. She in her mind, we have this thing about Shekiri women. They don't want to feel. They say Kosarugbo in Ghana. There's this borrowed culture. Then they go to Lagos and come back. Sisi Eko, all of that. So to me, I see it. If you have good self-worth and everything, and then let's not forget that now, Ronnie, we have more enlightenment. You know that maybe by 3 hours before you sleep, you are not supposed to eat. Not that you are knacking a bowl of akpu around 9 o'clock, because you are conscious of the fact that, okay, you know that if the calories are too much, you are doing calories deficit. Yes. You want to look a particular way. But what the other person is saying, you should just be like, water off the duck's back. Don't let it get to you.
Right.
That's me. I always tell my children, we run things don't run us.
Yes.
I love that. Nothing you go do.
Like
which I came, what's her name? Tell me, Laurie, say, Mrs. Kimmy, I say, you've not seen me. I'm going to be dropping it bit by bit. I'm a fashionista.
I love it.
I can take it in another way around. That means she's trying to say that I've not been dressing well since or whatever. Like I said, I'm not the makeup type.
I didn't even think about
that.
When I
come, you people will come with your powder. Your face is shining. I'm like, okay. My husband say, thank God that you are going to this place every morning now. You
put eyeshadow.
You know, that kind of thing. It can get to some people. Like,
if
you know,
you don't build a good.
So it's all about our self-worth. At the same time, for our own mental well-being, let us allow some things to just be bouncing off.
I agree that we're too obsessed with aging. I don't like when people are always want to call her, she's old though, she's not your mate, oh, she's, you know, and I'm like, okay, I'm a human being, I'm a person, can you, because people are so obsessed with this age thing.
Have you heard people who say, mommy, boda, Kayode?
Mommy,
don't say mommy, Kayode. Is Kayode your mate? I am mommy, boda, Kayode. So I think for Yorubas, for example, we want to be called that, we want to be seen as elderly until a certain age. When we begin to see, okay, we are going down, and then no, call me Kayode now. No, don't worry, we are mates. Are you not? So I think because it's unfortunate, death is the end of everything, right? And so I think that gets to a peak of growth where people now begin to reflect a lot on the end that they're trying to just ignore or push it back as much as possible. So I think to me, I feel like I don't want to say all, but I think many people want to, I'm still happening. I'm still seeing what's happening. Don't when you call me mama, it's almost as if I'm nearing the end, and I don't want that. So I think that's why a lot of people want to deflect from there.
All right. Well, we've had so many valid angles on this topic, from internalized shame to societal conditioning. Coming up next, it's time for our life hack of the day and our favorite hot take segment, Agree or Disagree. You get to also join us in the comment section. You already know the statements are bold, but the goal is to get you thinking. So don't go away. Welcome back to The Big Conversation. It's time for Agree or Disagree, where opinions collide and perspectives get challenged. We'll toss out some spicy statements and our panel will tell us where they stand. And we want to hear from you too. Get in the comment section. Head to Instagram, the stories, vote. Let's get into it. Our question for today is: the real problem isn't age, it's that people don't know how to age well. Eesh. Shady, a little shady. Your question today is shady. What do you mean by it? People don't know how to age well? I know Chisom's mind is already calculating.
I think in a lot of ways, wisdom or, working out to age look well and all that. So
these days. Okay, let's start from you, Ayo. Agree or
because
disagree?
I understood it.
Okay, linguist.
I think the problem
people don't know how to age well.
People don't know how to age well. Can I give my reason?
No, not yet. Let's take Chisom's first. Chisom, carry your this thing. They agree then. I know you want to disagree.
Can you say the question again?
The real problem is not age. It's that people don't know how to age well. People don't know how to age. I knew it. You disagree. People don't. How about you, Barrister? You agree as well. Okay, wahala.
Agree or disagree?
Can I agree?
We don't want you to disagree.
People don't know how to age well. I mean, people the question. That's why I say the question is shady. Can you say something?
It's not people that don't know how to age.
Let me agree with my full chest.
People don't know how to address age.
How?
Okay, what do you mean
That's
by
the
that?
question. You don't know how to address the age of somebody.
How do you address age, Chisom?
I'm saying this because you
don't write our age on our forehead.
So I shouldn't know
we
your
don't know
age.
how to perceive age. The age perception
Yes.
for the Gen Z to a millennial.
I think for
For
me,
a
okay,
Gen X to a millennial, or
yes.
from which
Same
boom,
age.
boom, boom,
Boomer, baby
boomer,
boomer,
baby
yes.
boomer to a millennial.
Okay, let me take Barrister Toji. Did you disagree? Yeah, you disagreed.
No, I agree.
Oh, you agreed. Okay, all right.
Yes, people don't know how to age you. I just gave an example with the fattening room thing. Then the perception that you have to be big, you have to have figure 8 and everything. Now there's more awareness of how you. It's not just aging; it comes with your whole physiology
Yes.
for you to grow into old age. So if you don't know how to age well, then you are looking old. So the problem is not age or you feeling, and it's relative.
Exactly.
It's relative. Somebody, like another thing again, your nature and your nurture is to affect how you
Look at
relate to
10-year-olds
people.
these days.
And let's give allowance for people. We are from different, diverse groups.
Right.
And the way I address, just like the way the Yoruba people respect, what they term as respect, to us might not be respect. That does not mean that we don't have respect, you know, in another culture. So it's the fact that we don't age well. The age is not the problem, and how you take it.
All right.
Somebody
I
say,
love how she went with the physiological area. I'll go with mental and psychological. Some people are just old for nothing. Ooh. There is nothing upstairs. Yes. Yet they want to grandstand and say, you know what? Do you know how old I am?
Exactly.
Nobody cares about your age. It's about what you can offer. I would not regard you as an adult if you will not respect yourself. If you will not respect me, there's so many layers to it. Yeah. So if as somebody who is presumably older, there are certain things that are expected of you in terms of wisdom, in terms of knowing when to speak, when not to speak, how to intervene in issues. But you think because you are, 80 or 70 or whatever age, you can just jump into other people's business, and because you're older, people should just take it as. So I don't think it's about the age. If you age well, if you carry yourself in a way that people will respect you or just, compliment you or whatever, it will come naturally.
Absolutely. I can't agree with everyone. So I think I'm going to disagree. I think eventually it's going to look like I disagree, because I feel like, yes, it's not about aging. I do agree that people don't know how to age well. And I think it's because people are expecting that, okay, everybody should be in a group. We're all different.
Right.
Every 40-year-old is different, whether physiologically, physically, mentally, etc. So, but everybody likes to be able to put everybody in a box. So when you don't fit into their box, it's like, oh, what's going on? And they don't want to squeeze you into it. That's why the people that want to mommy you, by all means, don't mommy me. I'm not your mom. They want to mommy you because they want, number one, they want to humble you. A lot of people do it just to humble you. Why are you wearing that? Because I like to wear crop tops. I like to wear short skirts. I'm in my 40s, so what? Another 40-year-old who likes boo-boos and likes to do. You see some 30-year-olds, you already are like small madam. Don't call me by my name. I get people saying, no, why are you letting your staff call you Ronnie? Why are you letting your staff call you? And I'm like, I really don't care about that. You're the one that's obsessed with my age. I'm not.
That still goes back to age perception, how people perceive age.
Exactly, and that's because that's what I'm saying. People want us. Okay, you are 40. All of you must look alike. All of you must be in the same group. No, people like to put people in boxes, and I think it's for them because for them it's less. People don't like something they don't understand.
They don't understand, exactly.
So when you are a mom, for example, and you are still going out to parties and you're clubbing, they're like, oh no. Their perception of mom is you should stay home, be breastfeeding, you should start wearing wrapper, and all of those things. So when they're not able to put you in that box, they start to look at you and start to force labels on you, mommy, force backhanded compliments on you. And I think for Ife, maybe that's what happened. Going back to what started this conversation, for her is also maybe I think I could sense a little bit of insecurities from on Ife's part. And I think, like I always say, no matter how secure you are, you still have insecurities. And it's also emotional intelligence to acknowledge that. Yes. So I could see when Ife was answering, because me too, I say, Kilagbe. I actually felt like too when people, calm down. I like that people called it out in the comment section. So I think we must. There are 70-year-olds. There's this grandma. That's the thing. Grandma that does this thing where she lifts weights.
Yes,
that's on social. There's a social. Go.
Not all the time that momming you is.
It's not always bad.
Sometimes they are coming from a place of
Why? Don't you have a mommy at home?
No, this is a mommy's figure. So we are paying the same respect that we pay to mommy in the village to this person. That's why we should just be open and know that we are from diverse sphere.
True.
Well,
and know that
there was this guy who I was in a salon with my daughter who is 9. I mean, she's tall. He didn't like, who's your mom? If not because
sometimes how you look, tell the next person. Let me give you this. Of this place, not me. So somebody, she
youth.
And I think that's another conversation. The
application.
agreeing, or Titi was saying society and biology combine to make aging quite unattractive, but one has to learn to make the best of both worlds. Right, Titi was agreeing to agree or disagree segment. Bukola said, thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. Thank you, ladies. Said, fun fact, I hesitated a little bit as I was about to refer to the hosts as ladies and innocent consciousness of this age thing. We are ladies, we are babes, oh.
We are babes.
Babes, oh. Hey, we are babes.
When you see the wrinkles.
Exactly. Babes. Thank you so much, Bukola.
Show
Thank
me
you,
the
Titi.
wrinkles.
Thank you to our comment section. Thank you all so much. God. That brings us to the end of today's episode of The Big Conversation. And here's what we'll leave you with. Aging is not a curse. It's a privilege. And every phase of life has beauty, power, and relevance, whether you're 25 or 65. So next time you want to pay someone a compliment, maybe just say, you look amazing, period.
Period.
Thank you for joining us. Keep the conversation going online with the hashtag The Big Conversation. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, turn on notification to right now so you don't miss another episode. Until next time, stay bold, stay curious, and never stop having the Big Conversation.